How you doing, everyone? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Find tickets to Commanders games and more at SeatGeek. Fred Smoot, Michael Jenkins, the best DOINK sound I've ever heard in my life.
A playoff edition of Get Loud, and the loudest thing, because the crowd here got so quiet. The loudest thing I can hear, because I'm at the studio, so I'm watching the TV, but the TV is behind the call with Bram in London.
Okay.
It gets quiet. I hear the kick go up. Boom. And then I hear this DOINK sound. So the first thing that comes to my mind, we have missed this field goal, and we are headed into overtime. My head drops, Jenks, and then I hear the crowd just explode. I'm like, what happened? I see the kick go through, and I cannot believe we have made it to the second round, the second level of the tournament, meaning if we win next week, we are in the NFC Championship. Listen to me. As a fan base, as a person who blood, sweat, and tears, and by the way, nothing like seeing Jedi 5 with the blood coming down the cheek right there. Then I seen them bring them back in, and I seen them put the Nelly Band-Aid right there.
The Nelly Band-Aid?
when I seen the Nelly Band-Aid right there.
That was his style back in the day.
I said, you know what? We finna win this game right here. Because it blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what this group is ready to give.
First playoff win in 19 years for this franchise. First playoff win in almost 7,000 days. Just imagine if you grew up cheering for this team. If you're a teenager, you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, I've never experienced in my lifetime anything like this.
Somebody that's 20 years ago, they just to the point they could buy alcohol. So they done seen this whole thing sober. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a ride. And I think that's why the fan release was so like, we just been toting this burden and this black cloud over us. For us now to be the darling at the ball, for us now to be the team nobody wants to play because we're hard to figure out, for us to have that brotherhood, it's relaxing. That's why I'm telling fans, believe it, baby. It's real. Like what you're seeing is real.
And isn't it nice to finally have everyone's respect? Because, you know, there were years where it's like, okay, we believe, you may not believe. That's all right. I don't need your approval. But at the same time, it's nice when you see everyone else saying, oh, yeah, I see what you guys are doing now.
They can play. And not only getting their respect, it's about time we took our rightful place as America's new team, all right? It's about time that Washington, D.C., the capital of the most powerful country in the world, we are America's new team. Right. All right? We're not the Dallas Cowboys. We are the must-see show. And that's totally different. Like most time when we make it to the playoffs, we just creep in there. We that team that people don't feel they're dangerous. They know we are dangerous, and they don't know how to stop us.
I mean, think about the last time this team won a playoff game. You're talking about LeVar.
Yeah.
You're talking about Sean.
Yeah.
You're talking about CP. I mean, you're talking about
Santana Moss.
You know what I mean?
You're talking about Gibbs 2.0.
Yes.
All right, so this is what happened. We went through decades of losing after Coach Gibbs retired. One young Fred Smoot got on TV and said, maybe the Joseph will come back and coach us and give us another time for greatness. He came back. We didn't complete what we started, but out of his years back, 2 of them, we went to the playoffs.
You got it going again.
Now, we got it going again, but never to this level. The level that we're at right now, and I tried to tell people this is the scariest thing about this team to the rest of the NFL. They've only been together for a year.
Oh, they're going to get a lot better.
The quarterback has only been in the league for a year. I know he plays like a 37-year-old.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie. This is ground zero. This is, how dare I say, the worst we're going to be for a decade and a half. This is it. If you're not excited right now, you don't have a pulse, all right? You don't have a pulse, and clinically, you're probably dead.
You know who came alive last night?
Tell me.
Downtown Dyami Brown.
Hey,
best game of his career. He made some money last night.
He made some plays last night, and I always tell people, the talent level with players are not that different. It's how many chances do I get to be great?
Yeah.
Dyami had more chances this year to make plays than any year before this. He found somebody that was willing to use his skill set and put him in position to make plays. Every game we see somebody opposite of Scary Terry McLaurin make plays. And there's been Noah Brown. There's been Dyami Brown. There's been OZ. There's been so many guys, Zach Ertz, Eckler.
Luke McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey. Yeah. So it's just been guy after guy, and yesterday was number 2's number got called, and he went and he made play after play. Downtown Dyami Brown.
You know what I loved about it, too, is you know his MO, right? He's always been a speed guy, straight line guy.
Yeah.
Yesterday it wasn't just having a big game, it was having a game that I didn't think he had in him, which is I'm going to run different routes. Yeah. I'm going to be physical.
Nuance.
I'm going to bowl. Yeah, I'm like, you look like a complete receiver.
Yesterday, and guess what? When you I hate when they label somebody.
Yeah.
Like, if they say you the clear-out guy, you're going to be the clear-out guy the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. No, I can run different routes. I can bring something else to the table. What we unleashed early in the year was him in the screen game. Mm-hmm. Get the ball to him quick, so every time we put him out there, people don't think we just going to go deep with him. So give me a chance to run some 15-yard dig routes. Give me some chance to run a choice route at the back of the end zone. Give me a chance to do these things, and these guys rise to the occasion. We have seen with this brotherhood, we have seen with this team, different guys rise to the occasion, different weeks. This week was no different than the rest of the weeks, but the poise of this team, all right, to play like they had been there before. This shows great in-team leadership from guys like Bobby Wagner, who Mr. I've been here and done that.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure a lot of guys really got information from him all week long on what the playoffs is about. And when you have guys that have been there and done it and walked these tracks, it makes it feel like you can also do it now that I'm playing beside him.
Yep. Dyami Brown was huge. Touchdown last night. Terry McLaurin had that massive touchdown on a 4th down. Yeah. And then you mentioned Bobby Wagner with that incredible turnover when this team needed a turnover or needed something to happen. Of course, he's right there. And I was telling my girl when we were watching the game, I was like, that guy right there, a lot of times in the past, this franchise would have brought in vets and they were past their prime. I go, that guy right there is still playing as good as he's ever played.
I call him Mr. Knock Knock because that's all he brings. All right, Mr. Knock Knock from the first down of the game was bringing wood. From the first down of the game, he was playing downhill. He let them know from the start of the horn, this is what you're finna get for 4 quarters. Like it or not, we're not finna let you do what you've been doing that's been successful. Now, when they started their first drive, and I was like, oh, they really moving this ball. I was like, all right, the defense just needs to settle down. And once they did settle down, between the defense and how they played and the running game, it kept Baker on that bench looking at the game with us, Jenks. And that's how you have to beat an offense-led team. I'm going to tell you when I was like, we're going to win this game. When we lost the toss and Tampa elected to receive, I was like, we're going to get this game.
After that?
Because usually teams defer to the second half.
Always, yeah.
All right? But they were saying to themselves, let's get out here, let's start fast, and let's make Washington play from behind because we're not certain what this rookie is going to do out here
today. And it's kind of disrespectful to the defense, too, because I know you believe in your offense.
Yes,
okay.
You believe in your offense, but also it's the Mahomes effect where people start to do things differently because this quarterback can change the game. All right, well, Jedi 5 can change the game. So people are like, well, maybe we need to go and put our offense out there so we can get a lead on these guys, force them to play from behind the whole game, and maybe they'll get out of character and can't run the ball. Now you overthinking a easy situation.
Yeah.
Kick the ball. All right, put the rookie out there first. And when they did that, I was like, you know what? We got a legit chance to win this game.
Let's give Jaden his flowers here.
Give it to him.
24 of 35, 368 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 36 rushing yards. Second rookie in franchise history to have 200 or more passing yards in a playoff game. Third rookie in franchise history to have 2 or more touchdown passes.
He's not a rookie
playoff game.
He's just not a rookie no more. That's
just a label that all that does is show you how far ahead
Yeah.
of where he should be as far as the curve is concerned.
Well, he's done nothing like a rookie all year. I was asked before the game, like, what do you think he could do? You think he actually show his rookie side? I like, why would I think it now? He hasn't done it all year. Nothing about him says unsettled, unprepared. No, he's a pro's pro. He's a leader. He wrote it in blood. As the blood started to come down his face, he just grabbed his finger in the huddle and put a W right there on his cheek. All right? Like, listen to me. The story is being written and told, and we're watching this story chapter by chapter in slow motion, and a lot of us just can't understand it. We're just not used to being here, Jenks.
You know what? I read this yesterday, and it was a story, I think, in The Athletic from a few weeks ago, just doing a deep dive on how he was raised and things that he used to watch. Yeah. And, of course, you remember Joe Montana, one of the greats to ever play this game?
Yes.
They called him Joe Cool for a reason. And he and his dad, Jaden's dad, would watch old tapes, old film together, and his dad would say, see that Joe Montana guy? Look how he is on the sidelines. Yeah. They call him Joe Cool because he never gets too high. He never gets too low. He's just always, look how calm he is. Look how his team responds. And Jaden has that same demeanor. When you watch him, he's never freaking out. He's never too down. He's just like, all right, I'll get a chance to get back out there again, and we'll get it done. And I love that kind of continuation of something that he saw at an early age.
Well, it's a quiet confidence mixed with I'm not going to show my emotion.
Right.
Hey, we went out there and won by 40. We got to worry about next week.
Right.
All right. We lost by 15. We'll be all right. We'll clean it up. He understands how to be the grown-up in a room. And when you have a grown-up in the room that's already mature beyond his years, it will take you off guard. You know how you'll see a family and it's like 4 kids. You could tell the little rowdy kid, the one that does all the talking, but then you got the one that just chills all through life, taking lessons from the older kids, parents, plus the younger kids, and saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to be right here. And that's what this kid is. Like, he just understands the game, and he understands how to be a good person. And I don't know how to say this. Sports will root you out if you're not a good person. Yeah, it just will. It's the soul of the game will root you out if you're a bad person.
And you can't play in the consummate team game.
Yeah, and
if
not
you're
be a
that
good
kind of person, that people aren't going to respond to you at all. If you have that goodness about you, not only will people respond to you if you can play, they'll have your back no matter what because they know who you are.
And they know who you are, and they know you'll stand up for them. They know you got their back, and that's what this team is. I am my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. That's what this team is about. That's what Coach Quinn has built this foundation on. And it's so funny how we now getting ready for the Dan Bowl. Coach Dan Bowl. Coach Dan Quinn versus Dan Campbell. And they both billing coaches. They both football heads.
They're very similar.
They're very similar in every way. Leave your punter at home because we're going to leave our punter at home. Y'all go for it on 4th. We go for it on 4th. Y'all physical. We physical. We are coming to Detroit, Michigan, and we're not coming there to buy no Cadillac. We are coming there to win a football game. And I'm telling you, the Dan Bowl will be extraordinary.
Oh, it's going to be awesome to watch. Now, emotion certainly has its place in the game. I'm not saying that when talking about Jaden. It's just that when it's your quarterback who's that poised, I think that means a lot more to the entire team, particularly the offense. But we had a battle between Mike Evans and Marshall Lattimore. And look, they went to Mike Evans early and often in that game. But you made a good point when we were discussing it. Like, look, when you have a battle like that, guys are going to get theirs. Yeah. You know, it does happen.
It's like Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, 2 heavyweights fighting. And then you're going to you don't wonder when you see 2 heavyweights fight like that. You're not shocked when both of them at the end of the fight sitting there waiting for them to say who the champion is, but both of them got black eyes. Yeah. Like, you knew you was in a brawl. You knew you was going to get hit before this brawl started. And when you a number 1 corner, Champ Bailey told me this when I first got here. If you're a number 1 corner and you're going to take on a number 1 receiver, be ready to get targeted 10 to 12 times plus. All right, 10 to 12 times. They're not going to stop throwing to their number 1 wide receiver just because you own them. Right. All right. See, it's a difference between, all right, let's go into a battle. I hold you in check. Because some guys just going to get theirs. Tyreek Hill just going to get his. Jamar Chase is going to get this. Can I minimize your big plays?
Right.
That's what Marshawn did. Minimized his big plays, forced him. See, they'll talk about the passes that went his way. They won't talk about the passes that Baker scanned over there and then had to leave.
Yeah.
They won't, because they don't watch the film like that. All right? They just say, oh, I seen him get a pass interference and I seen Mike Evans burn him 5 times. That ain't the war inside the war. All right? If I'm Coach Witt, that's what I'm doing to Marshawn. Great job. Yeah. Did Mike Evans go over 100 yards? Because last time I checked, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did he get into the end zone twice or get the game-winning touchdown? Oh, no, he didn't. That's a win on my side as a corner. Is it a sloppy win? Yes. It is a win that's not flawless? Yes. But it's a victory for me.
And it's playoff football.
It's playoff football. You're playing against the best. Right. Of the best.
You're not going to have a perfect game in the play. It's really, honestly, when you're talking about playoff football in particular, it's actually about overcoming the mistakes and the adversity.
The small mistakes. Yeah. Who makes the less mistakes? When you talk about the battles inside the battles, I would say go get your all 22, look at the film the correct way, and say who won this battle and who lost this battle.
We're just getting started here on the pod. Yes, we're going to preview the lines. We're going to have the easy-to-enjoy interview with the voice of the Commanders, Bram Weinstein.
And it was the call yesterday.
Yes.
At the end, because I told you I was listening. And Bram in London had this pause. And it was a pause for about 5 seconds. I'm about to lose it. I was like, a kick can't be in the air that long. Like, what's going on? And when it went through, I was like, oh. It's something happened to my soul. It was like all of these years balled up. I wanted to cry, but I was scared that the tear was going to have too much salt in it. Like
it was a great call by Brent, and then London just started punching the air. Like, I'm glad. I don't know if you saw the video.
Oh, like I don't
London
know
is throwing crosses and uppercuts. I'm like,
so it's just a celebratory time, but we have to also understand that it's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, if you saw me looking off camera, that's because producer Anna is here. Everyone loves producer Anna.
And she's afraid of bugs.
She had a bug. She got scared. You all right?
Yes, it's gone now. I saw it crawling up the leg of the table, but I couldn't stop it. And then I thought it was on me, and then it wasn't. And then it ended up like crawling out from. Anyways,
you grew up in Colorado.
We don't have a lot of bugs there. It's very dry, arid environment.
Oh.
Two things about Anna.
The more you know.
She's tired of the snow.
Yeah.
You like the snow, but not the slush.
I like the snow, but not the slush.
And
I love snow.
She has some banger vests.
Banger vests.
Yeah.
Lots of great vests. Everybody is jealous of me.
Yeah, they tried to offer you money for your vest yesterday.
That's true. She said no.
Yeah.
I know.
Give us a call. 703-726. My voice. 726.
It did crack right there.
It did crack.
Yeah.
7419. Also, send us an email if you want. WashingtonGetLoud@gmail.com. And we got a couple things, Anna.
Yes, we'll do one voicemail and one email. We'll start with the voicemail from our good friend, Travelin' Jay.
Travelin' Jay.
Jenks, Anna, Caleb, it's your boy, Travelin' Jay. Guys, the fairy tale continues. What a game today. I didn't always agree with all the fourth and going on fourth downs like they did today. But, my God, they know what they're doing, man, and that's why I'm sitting in here watching it, and they're out there playing it. Hey, guys, just wanted to touch base with you. I wanted to ask you a question, Smoot and Jenks, and see what you thought. What do you think it's going to take to beat Detroit? I mean, they're prolific. They've scored over 50 points in maybe a couple games. They're 14. I think they're 14-3. But, you know, at the same time, Tampa Bay beat them, so I can see it happening again. This has been the greatest season that I can remember outside of winning a Super Bowl, and I've been a fan since '72. So I ought to tell you something. It's one of the most exciting times of my life, and especially with the trip and all. So anyway, let me know what you think, and also Jenks. I happened to see you had a cameo on. I don't know if you know that or not, but you had a cameo on one of the episodes of Coach Prime.
Oh.
I guess you were throwing shade to Shador Sanders about something, and they used it as an example. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. I think it's episode 3, maybe episode 4.
Fred, bug
Guys,
on your shoe.
Still in love with you. Anna, take care of my boys.
Shoe.
Everybody take care of yourself, and let's move forward, and let's see what happens in Detroit.
Oh, there it is right there.
Nice hearing from you, Travelin' Jay. Sorry.
Thank you, Travelin' Jay.
The bug was crawling up Fred's
You have been
leg.
accused of being a 360-degree hater on national
What
TV.
happened?
Well, I didn't see this. Here's the thing: is that my issue with Coach Prime, and this is, I think, a good reason to bring this up, is I always feel like it's important to keep an open mind about everything, right?
Yeah.
Because situations change.
Situations are fluent.
Sports changes, people change,
They
the
do.
world changes.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to stand by something just because I don't want to admit that I was wrong. Look, early on, I had an issue with Coach Prime taking shots at the media or saying,
Because you part of the media.
well, yeah, because when he's like, hey, CBS National wrote an article I didn't like. You're CBS local. I'm not talking to you. I'm like, don't be petty, dude.
Don't
Or
be
then-
All right.
and when someone said, like, Coach, can you talk about the chemistry on the offensive line? He's like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, yes, you do. You know what chemistry is. You're a smart guy. So that stuff rubbed me the wrong way. At the same time, Anna's dad, I talk to Anna's dad all the time on X, right? We go back and forth about Buffs football. Coach Prime had a great season with the Buffs, has brought in a lot of new talent, has turned that program around, and has done a lot for the community. And so I thought, you know what? I didn't like the back and forth with the media, but he has
like
done
the
a great
rest.
job, and I've come around to that idea. So that's how I feel, yeah.
Well, listen, I've been knowing you a long time.
Yeah.
I have never sensed any haterade in your blood.
No, I'm not.
All right,
That's,
so
that's
for
not me.
you to go out there and be known as a national hater,
I know.
like, I don't care about the bug, Anna. Like, listen, I am from Mississippi. I grew up a bug's life. Everywhere I go, bug. I rode a mosquito to school one day. Like, listen, we do bugs in Mississippi. We share life
I
with
just had to
bugs.
tell you. I just had to tell you.
Well, the bug doesn't bother me because it's not
I'll let him crawl up your
it's
leg.
it's not a biter. All right?
Right.
It's not a biter. Usually the biting bugs are really bright colored bugs. So understand that anytime you get into the dark complexion bugs, they're not going to be dangerous. But Traveling Jay asked this question also about Detroit. Let me tell you something. The team we just beat went to Detroit, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks, and beat them. And beat the Detroit Lions. All right? We just beat them. Anybody can lose any given Sunday. This is not a Cinderella story we're watching. All right? We didn't click these glass heels and end up in the second round.
Right.
This is more Genghis Khan. All right? We're coming to take over. All right? We're coming to dominate. This is not, we crawled in. All right? This is not a hope. We are a legit football team. And when you're a legit football team with Jedi 5, you have chance to win every game. All right? So we ain't going into Detroit with no doubt. We're not going, like I said, to purchase a Buick. We are coming to play football.
I'm not going to get a Chevrolet.
No, I'm not.
I'm not going to get a Ford
No,
F-150.
I'm not. I didn't come here for a Hummer. Like, listen to me. We didn't come to Detroit to go to Motown. We didn't come to do any of that.
Coming to win a football game.
We coming to win a football game. We're coming to win the Dan Bowl. All right? Who is the best Coach Dan in the league is what we're coming to see. What Coach Dan team gonna ride for him? All right? We know what Detroit is. We are similar to what they was 2 years ago.
And bro, you know what I love? We're playing with house money right now.
That's what, and
you
guess
know what I mean?
Put
Nothing to lose.
You see that?
Let it ride.
when I hit that casino and they see me on that craps
They
table,
know.
They know I threw 77 sevens in a row one time. All right? Huh? 77 of
In a
them.
row.
In a row. All right? Paid for somebody's anniversary. All right? All I'm telling you is we're here to play, and we're very dangerous. All right? We can go toe-to-toe with Detroit. Their defense has a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
The question in this game is not about the offenses. Which defense will have the stop when they need it? I'm putting my money with Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Deron Payne,
Mike Sanders still.
Mike Sanders,
Marshawn Lattimore.
John Allen, Jeremy Chin, Coach Witt. That's who I'm putting my money with.
Oh, man. I don't know if I want to play football or gamble right now. I can't figure out maybe both. Gamble or
You
football.
might win a Buick. You might win a Buick, baby.
What else you got, Anna?
All right. Well, I have an email. Cue the dramatic music, which will go in and post. Dear family, wishing you all nothing but the best. As much as I love you all, this message is directed to the trash-talking Fred Smoot.
Oh.
I watched you lose to Anna in a bake-off, which I was not surprised about. Thank you. I know you consider yourself a great trash talker, but I have something here for you.
Ooh.
Fred Smoot, the calendar turns anew. 2025's in view. Recall December's humbling end when Anna's skills did yours transcend.
Wow.
But now's the time to rise once more. A culinary challenge, I implore. Bring Jenks, Santana, Big Fletch, and Blue. Assemble your team. They've got your back, it's true. In kitchens bright, our talents test to crown the chef who cooks the best. Accept this duel. Let flavors soar and find redemption in the score.
I accept your challenge.
Well written.
My name is Fred, but when the skillet is in my hand, your cook game is dead. All right?
Wow.
Beautiful.
I reach and get my stuff out the freezer. When I'm whipping with that baby hand, they call me Young Jeezy.
You know what I love? When you said freezy, I was like, it's got to be Jeezy. It has to be a Jeezy reference.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
the
a little
chef in
more.
the kitchen, the snowman.
I also know how much you enjoy creating nicknames, so if you do not accept this challenge, your new nickname will be PAS. Punk Smoot.
Wow. Wow.
How did you go from such an eloquent poem to just like straight
How
trash?
did you go from just a poet to
Yes.
just attack mode like that?
Wow.
I accept the challenge. I also accept nicknames. I like to give names. I've had people come at me on Twitter talking about, you didn't come up with Jedi 5. I could have sworn I was the first person to say it.
It's the first time I heard it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, like, I
At
don't
the
know where
very
it comes
least,
from.
you're one of
Maybe
the-
because it fits so well. I've been giving guys names forever around here. It never stops.
Oh my God.
Well, he said you're one of his favorite players. It's all love.
I
But
know, it's all love.
You
And
have to
guess
figure
what?
something
This
out.
how I know people love me, because the first thing they do is come up to me and talk trash to me. Like, it's something about the measuring stick. Like,
Yeah.
like as an athlete, people walk up to me, the first thing they do is look at your size to see could they have played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people talk smack to me, I'm like, this is a physical threat.
Yeah.
What is my best way out of here?
Yeah.
How do I leave?
Yeah.
Right.
So either it's gonna be a physical view of you, then it's gonna be they trash talking measure of you. So they walk right up to me and
I mean, when you're known for smooth smack, people are going to talk smack.
Yeah, so they come in there, shoot they shot at him, then I just look at them. Then I just kill them.
You want to pay some bills?
Why not?
We'll talk Lions.
The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with the Bet365 app. You would have made a ton of money this year if you would have bet with us, by the way. Craft your own personalized bet slip with Parlay. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's really up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you, Mississippi State, for making it so easy for me. MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of any place in the world, and in the blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
That was beautiful. Take that.
Poetry. I was a poet in my former
Man,
life.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Also coming up on the show, the easy to enjoy interview brought to you by Bud Light. We'll talk to the voice of the Commanders, Bram Weinstein, but we are not going to Motown to buy a GMC.
We're
I'm trying to get
not.
as many American motor companies as possible.
Listen, we're just not coming for vacation. We're not coming to have. We're coming to whoop some people. All right?
Oh.
That's what we coming to do. That's what we coming to. It's a physical mentality. These guys are right back in here, ready to work. We lucked up in that game. We left pretty healthy.
Yep.
All right. So you got to feel good right now. If you're on this team, you got to feel like can't nobody beat us right now. Like, long as we got Jedi 5, long as we got Scary Terry, we are fine. All right? We are fine.
So the Lions can be attacked defensively. We know that.
Yes, they can.
Terry and Arnold had a foot scare, but he's day-to-day. He's going to play. But up front, you can move the ball on them because they've just been decimated by injuries on the D-line.
They've been D-line, linebacker, defensive back.
All three levels.
Like all three levels has been tested. Aaron Glenn, kudos to you, my friend. The job that you've done since losing Aiden Hutchinson went out week 6 or 7.
And they say that there's a small chance he could return
Super
potentially
Bowl.
for the Super Bowls. Right.
All right.
Not for this game.
He still leads the team in sacks. Like, he's been out for more than half of the season. So that just tells you where they're at, but they still got guys like Jack Campbell. They still got Arnold. They still got guys that can make plays. They still play great special teams. They still a well-coached team. But just like every team that's still in the playoffs, got its good parts, got its flaws. All right? Can we exploit the flaws in Detroit? All right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the question. Here go another lucky thing. I don't think Detroit lost a game on the road. They lost 2 at home. I told you Baker went up there and gave it to him. If we can go there and take that crowd out the game, like, that's going to be the difference in the Tampa Bay game and the Detroit game. That Detroit crowd is just as hungry and famished as we are.
I think the last time, and you can double check this, I think the last time the Lions won a championship of any kind was like 1957. So you're talking about, like the Redskins, Commanders, one of the oldest, most storied franchises in the NFL, but have gone through these long droughts where they haven't won anything. Obviously, the Redskins won Super Bowls. The Lions have never done that. But that's why this crowd, they've been waiting for this, like this fan base, for a long time.
And guess what? We used to play them back in the glory days before Fred Smoot was even a part of a team when we actually used to win. We used to play Detroit in the playoffs all the time. I think 91, 96. I think we always played Detroit. And I think right now, we're still undefeated in the playoffs all the time against Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, you can fact check me on this one, but usually Smoostradamus is right on these things here. So I think we're undefeated against Detroit in the playoffs. Why let that slide? Why let that change? This has been a year of breaking the trends.
Yes.
From Jaden, everything they have done has been, we don't do that. We have never been able to do that well. Not anymore. We can do anything we put our mind to. We are legitimately that team.
So offensively, we know about all the talent they have.
Yeah.
Whether it's Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, and it looks like Knuckles is going to be back.
Knuckles will be back.
David Montgomery is going to play after straining his MCL. So, man, when you talk about offensive weaponry, Detroit can put up points in a hurry.
Yeah, they can put it up too. But then I had to dissect things and say, let me look at this, take my feelings out of here, and let me go analytical, Smootalytics. Okay. Let me look at this and say, is Jared Goff the best quarterback we have played against this year? No. He's not better than Joe Burrow.
No.
He's not better than Lamar.
He's pretty damn good, though.
He's damn good.
He's really good.
But is he the best that we played? He's not.
Not, I mean, Jalen, but Jalen didn't play the whole game.
All right. Is that offensive line with Sewell and the rest of them, are they the best offensive line we played? No, because I think it's Philadelphia.
It's Philly, yeah.
Running back-wise, all right, even though we putting Jahmyr Gibbs and Knuckles together as one back, I still think Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are better backs we played against. Amon-Ra St. Brown, is he the best wide receiver we played against? Because I think it's Jamar Chase.
If I'm playing devil's advocate, individually, you're right. But the best team was probably the Eagles, right?
And the Eagles got the best roster in football.
Yes.
Like, this hands down.
Yes.
Nobody, like, even Detroit, as much as I love Detroit.
Right.
I would not take Detroit's roster over Philly's.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. Offensively or defensively.
I think the Eagles have better distribution of talent, but I think the Lions are coached better. Because here's the thing about Sirianni. The Eagles, they're winning.
Yeah, but it's something missing.
But you don't get the feeling that the Eagles are going to bat like I'm running through a wall for that guy.
Yeah.
The Lions will do that for Dan Campbell.
Yeah. A.J. Brown was just reading Little Muffin and sitting on the tuffet on the sideline over there. But I just think when I go and say, have we played teams that's better suited to beat us? Yes, I think we have. Okay. Are we going to a hostile environment with Jared Goff, the Rodney Dangerfield of quarterbacks who get no respect? Yes, we are. We are going against a team that has taken on the identity of their head coach. Yeah. Guess what? We have too. All right, so for everything they got, we feel the same. Like I said, we ain't scared. All right, Anna, what you got?
Here's the stat. This is the fourth all-time playoff matchup between Detroit and Washington, with the Commanders holding a 3-0 record. And the franchises first met in the 1982 postseason when Washington beat the Lions 31-7 in the wild card round on its way to winning Super Bowl 17.
Anna coming through again.
Smootalytics.
And Smootalytics, you're right.
You know, at the end of the day, listen, the past shows you the future right here. All right? And if we're going to have to be the biggest haters to the Detroit family, so be it. So be it. We want the respect that y'all starting to get right now. And there's only one way to get that. We got to go beat the bully up.
So I agree with you. And look, this is playoff football. Anything can happen. And you're right. This is not a Cinderella story any longer. We know who this team is. They can play with anyone, especially when you have a quarterback like Jaden Daniels. But what do you want to see improvement upon? Because any great team will say, all right, we got the dub. Let's enjoy that. Let's put it behind us.
Yeah.
But we got to do better here, here, and here.
I thought we played the run very well. Bucky Irvin can run the ball.
He's a great player.
Tristan Wirth, one of the best offensive lines in football. All right, we played the run a lot better. What I want to see us do is, Jenks, we've had games where the offense came out and put up 40 points and the defense didn't show up. We've had games where the defense showed up and the offense didn't show up. We had games where both the offense and defense showed up and the special teams didn't show up. Can we have that complete game?
Yeah.
Can we have that game where all three phases finally show up at the same time? Like I said, because of these Coach Dan and Coach Dan, leave your punter at home. Both of these teams go for it on fourth down more than any. This might be the fastest football game we ever seen.
Oh, it's going to be aggressive from the start, for both sides.
For both sides. And that's why I say if the defense can make that one, that two, that three stops that they need to do. And I think we just got to get back also to running the ball. That's easier said than done.
Because you don't want, as talented as Jaden is, you don't want him being your leading rusher.
Well, you don't want him to have to play Superman ball. I want him to be Clark Kent and that to be good enough sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't need you to go to the phone booth every time and fly out of there. Sometimes I want you to just do what's needed to do and other people to step up around you. But if we can go run the ball on this kind of damage to D-line that they have, control the ball, keep Jared Goff, Knuckles, Sonics, all them, keep them on the sideline.
Yeah.
I think we got a legit chance to go up here and do what they would call a upset. But I don't think you win 12 games in in a season, go to the playoffs and you know you're an underdog.
Yeah.
Like we're not taking an underdog. We're here to show you we belong.
I feel like if you're the Lions, this is obviously easier said than done when you're talking about playoff football in particular.
Yeah.
But the last thing you want is for this Commanders team to hang around.
Yeah.
Like you want to try to put them away early because if I'm the Lions or anyone else, the last thing you want is, hey, it's close late and this kid, this Jaden Daniels guy gets the football.
Billy the Kid. Listen to me. He's starting to get that Mahomes treatment where that Tom Brady treatment where if they get the ball if they get the ball last, he's proven it time after time after time. If you give me this ball, they gave him the ball with 4 minutes left. We give you the ball back with 3 seconds. Like that's what he is.
Yeah.
I am going to, ball game is on the line. The cardiac kid is here. I will end this game. He's proven to you time after time he will end a game. And once you start to get that aura over you, it don't stop, Jenks. It doesn't stop.
I'm gonna pay some bills. So you want to do some voicemails? Emails? Then we're bringing Bram here? All right.
Yeah.
Commanders fans, the 2025 football season is still underway, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdowns this season. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders football games or any other live event in D.C. SeatGeek is the place to do it, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. All right. Here we go.
All right. Ready for this?
Yep.
All right.
Born ready.
703 726 7419. Sing it with me now. 703 726 7419. What's up, Smoot? What's up, Jenks? What's up, Anna? How's everybody doing? This is your boy Adam from Connecticut. What a great game last night. I love everything that this team is about, and I love how DQ has them all ready to play. Anyone, anywhere, anytime mentality. I thought Scary Terry, Dyami Bound both had great games. I thought Eckler gave them a much-needed spark when he came in. What can you say about Jedi 5, my dude? 70% completion ratio, almost 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no picks. It is great to see a rookie quarterback not put the ball in harm's way, especially in his first playoff game, and gave us our first win in the playoffs in nearly 2 decades. I thought pass protection was great by the Wild Boars, allowing only 1 sack to a very good defensive front. I thought we made them pay when they blitzed, but I do think we need to spread out our offense a little bit so the opposing team's defense can't stack the box, and I think that will help us be able to run the ball more efficiently. I thought the defense played really well. I thought they contained Bucky Irving, which I was a little concerned about. Yep. They held Baker in check for the majority of the game, and I love the switch that they made moving Lattimore over to cover the number 2 and now double teaming Mike Evans, because we really seemed to struggle there in the first half covering him. I'm not sure if you heard it, but Washington fans showed up big. We took over that stadium, and I was a little surprised at the crowd noise, that it wasn't more of a factor from the Bucs fans. But the Commander fans were chanting loudly MVP for Daniels in the fourth quarter, and that must have been pretty demoralizing for the Bucs fans, which I love. And, of course, it wouldn't be in cardiac Commanders fashion unless they win their first playoff game in 2 decades by hitting the upright as time expired. We may not be the best team in the NFC, but nobody wants to play us right now. We are peaking at the right time, and we have been for about a month and a half. My daughter, Alyssa, who came to the game with me at the Philly game at Northwest Stadium, she painted her nails burgundy the day before we went to that stadium. And I told her last night that she can't change the color until we lose a game. And I told her yesterday, girl, you might not be changing that color till mid-February. Anyway, keep doing what you are doing. Great job as always. Raise Hail and HTTC. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Hey, you know what?
Great call. Make Dad pay for those manicures.
I'm going to say, make sure he
those.
pays for that. Also, I have to get a fan base props. Yes, they went over and took over Tampa for the second time this year.
And you could hear those chants at the end of the game.
You know, you could hear it. You could feel it. Plus, Tampa is a retirement town. I used to live down there for a little while. So most of the fans are like 75 and older. So, you know, coming off the voice cords, they're not going to be the most
You
vocal.
know, I miss Fred Smoot. Leather helmets.
Listen, the worst thing to do is be in traffic, 5 o'clock traffic in Tampa. You could be there for days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when 80% of the people are 80 years old.
Oh, God, I guess that's true. They probably shouldn't be on the road.
All right, let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is something that I just, you know, all us got a little pet peeve that get this.
Yeah.
At what point, how old should I be before my license get took?
Well, see, now, this is an interesting question because age is relative, right? Because you have some people who are 80 as spry as can be.
Yeah.
Then you have some people who are 80 going on 95. Like, you don't need to be on the road.
Yeah.
Like, last night, I was listening to Bram in London on the way home from the radio station, and I'm in a lift, and all of a sudden, this guy needs, an old guy, he needs to turn left, and it's clear. Like, there's some cars coming, but now's the time. And he's looking at his phone. And I'm just like,
no.
You got to turn. And then he waits until the car gets closer. He's like, oh, guess I got to go. And I'm like, off the road.
Listen, I have had the worst experience with older drivers.
Have you?
All right. While I was playing, off season, I am sitting at a light in my car, waiting on the light to turn red. Mm-hmm. And I just get T-boned in the back and pushed into the middle of the intersection.
Yeah.
So, of course, I am pushing the brakes, trying to get my car not to go while the car behind me is just hitting the gas. So the cars finally stop. I jump out the car because, you know, I'm just angry.
Yeah.
It's a 80-year-old woman. So now I go from mad to now I need to save her.
Yeah.
I need to make sure she's okay.
Right.
She gets out the car. Of course, we need to call her sons, daughters, make sure she's good. Her daughter rushes there, like, Mama, you know you're not supposed to be driving. All right? You're not supposed to be driving. All right? So that's my first one. The second one really bothered me. All right? Because I was retired, right? I'm retired at this time.
Oh, okay.
I said when I retired, I was going to wait to get my dream car. I say being in the league and having a Lamborghini doesn't mix. So I said, I'm going to wait till I retire.
Okay.
And buy me this car as a retirement gift.
Oh, to yourself. I like it.
To myself. I finally get the Lamborghini Murcielago of my dreams. I named it Michael Jackson.
You did?
I did.
Why?
Because when I first...
Because you love bubbles.
Hey, because it can dance when you hit the...
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I had, at the time, I'm married. My nephew calls me. Unc, I want you to come see me play baseball. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm in South Carolina. I am driving past a Big Lots. A older couple, 85 plus, T-bones me in the side. I have to like really turn the car so my car doesn't hit theirs.
Your new Lambo?
New Lambo totaled it. Oh. I jump out the car again to save another set of old people. I look at my car. I look at the old people. I'm crying out my left eye for my car. I'm crying out my right eye for the old people. Yet again, here come they kids get them. You know you're not supposed to be driving.
Oh, my God.
So the insurance company called me like 5 times to make sure, what was you driving? And I was like, yeah, that's what I was driving. So after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I wasn't meant to have this car.
Yeah.
All right?
So you got a Civic LX?
And I drive it all the time, and nobody refused to hit it. Now nobody want to hit it. So, you know, all I'm saying is, at what point do the kids have to say, parent, you cannot drive no more? Is it when we get old enough to have our own smell?
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's like, well,
is that the signal?
I've got this smell that just never goes away.
When
it's
you
time.
start to smell like your house, is it time?
Probably so.
I think in Social Security in the future, it should come with, after 75, a lifetime Lyft and Uber. What's the name? Like, they should pay for your Lyft and your Uber.
Oh, yeah.
After a certain
the
age.
government should do it.
The government should do it.
You could run on that platform.
I'm just saying, because now it makes traffic safer, it makes traffic faster, and it makes sure that our loved ones, the older people, are taken care of.
Yeah.
It's a trifecta.
I've had some bad wrecks. I'll tell you a very quick story. I had a great wreck one time when I was in Austin, and I ended up at a stoplight. I kind of rear-ended someone, and I was like, it wasn't bad.
Or did you do it?
Well, I just kind of tapped him.
Little tap.
And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding. So we both pull over. This guy, older guy, gets out of his car. He's smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
He goes, no damage.
Yeah.
His car's fine. My car's fine. He goes, we should go to Vegas. See ya. Gets back in his car, drives off. I was like, incredible.
Best accident I ever been in.
Best accident ever. Nothing happened at all.
You know he ain't had no insurance, right?
No, he didn't. No insurance.
Was his name Biff?
I don't remember. Probably. That's a good guess. Biff would probably be a good name.
He didn't want no problems from the door.
No.
Like, you can always tell when people pay insurance and when they don't. Because when they pay insurance, they be like, oh, no, I need your information. I need all your information.
Well, we got to bring in Bram, right? Let's do that. The voice of the Commanders, get his take on what we're going to see with the Lions, what we saw
I want to
against
know
the
why
Bucs.
Bram hesitated. You remember I told you they had the hesitation in the call.
He probably couldn't tell.
No, he couldn't tell. I could tell they couldn't tell. Because after they see it happen, London explodes and start to punch the air.
Yeah.
I thought Bram was going to go down.
I mean, it was a little scary.
I thought it was a great chance that Bram was going to have a black eye on TV today.
Time now for the easy-to-enjoy interview presented by Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Man, Bram Weinstein, how about that call last night at the end? I mean, you made it, but in the moment, how was that seeing a DOINK go through for the win?
Got any beer I can borrow?
We deserve
We got
a
Bud
round,
Light, baby.
We deserve a round.
Where is it? Yeah. Easy to enjoy. Let's enjoy it. That was wild. I mean, but it's been every week. This is like a fairy tale now.
Yeah.
And it's every week. It's every game since the bye. Every game has come down to the last play. We wouldn't have it any other way. It was pretty wild. I know Smoot's calling me out because I didn't know it doinked in real time. I'll tell you what happened if you really want to know.
I really want to know because
Okay.
you got to realize I'm trying to do two things at one time.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to y'all radio wise, but I'm watching the TV and y'all are like seconds ahead of them.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that is spoiling what I'm seeing on the TV, but one is I'm hearing you, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of playing off of your cues.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on your cues, and for a second there, I was like, did the station just cut off? Because y'all got very, very quiet
Yes.
before you exploded. Take us there, Bram.
So, Okay, so NBC has a mic on the goalpost.
Yeah.
So they can hear it
Yeah.
in their ear if it hits. We don't.
All right.
So we have to literally see it. But the angle that we're at is around the 35-yard line, and we're facing this way. So you got to miss pretty bad for us to obviously know that it's not going in.
Yeah.
And when he hit it, it looked like it was fine.
Yeah.
But the referees stood there with their arms down, okay? And 1 second in the live world might as well be a month.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there.
You get this sweat.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, it's like when the teleprompter goes down in a script and you're like, please turn back on. And you think, like it might as well have been a week, but it was 3 seconds. And we were laughing about it afterwards because we were like, it felt like a long time to put his hands up.
Yeah.
Neither one of us knew that it hit the goalpost.
Yeah.
I would have said it if I knew it. And so once they put their arms up, I've learned my lesson with this. Don't say a word
until
they put their arms up.
Yeah.
So I just stayed quiet, and they had their arms down, and it's hard for me not to like scream at them, like, do something.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is.
Yeah.
And once they put their arms up, that's when we lost it.
I heard now because I'm going off of just the listening cues. I hear the ball get kicked, it gets quiet, and then all I hear is the doink. So
you hear it on TV.
No, I heard it through the radio because we at the station. Remember?
Don't say that.
No, I heard it through the radio, and I'm like, but I'm waiting for the fans' reaction, and then I'm thinking in my head, but we got more fans there than them, so I don't know. Am I waiting on a ooh, scream? So once I hit a doink, I'm like, my head goes down. I'm like, I think we missed this field goal. And then here I come. Here I hear your voice. Oh, it's good. So then it's like I explode at that point. But they've taken us through these moments all year. Like I told them now, this ain't no Cinderella story no more. We are legit. All right, if you let Jedi 5 get the ball last, he is going to take you on a game-winning drive.
Take them lightly at your own risk.
Yeah.
I think what really turned it for me, and this is from a few weeks ago, and I still can't believe it didn't get the play that I thought it should. But let me just read you the details of the Philadelphia game. A team that's lost once in 3+ months.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the one game they lost. They got 5 turnovers, a 6th if you count turnover on downs.
Yep.
We punted twice. They had the ball for 10 minutes in the third quarter, and they lost. Mm-hmm. And all that happened the entire week was, well, Jalen Hurts got hurt in the game. Oh, there was some false start that we invented 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was excuse after excuse after excuse. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. This is the only team that beat them in months. They had a shot at the 1 seed at that point, and no one's talking about what is the level this team can get to. They were talking about some kind of one-off weird loss that the Eagles had. So if we could beat them, we could beat anybody.
Yes. And that's what I said, because I got a couple of non-believers call in to my show after the game, but how are we going to beat Detroit? And I say, if you ask me to put a perfect roster for an NFC team together, the best roster might be Philadelphia. All right? And we've beaten them. We beat Tampa Bay. And last time I checked, Baker Mayfield took those Buccaneers to Detroit and beat Detroit. So as good as Detroit is, we played some high-level teams that's proven that we can play high-level ball with anyone.
Post their bye week, Tampa Bay was 6-1 with a point differential of plus 104. They were playing as good as anybody in the NFL. Their scoring defense was 17.5 over that stretch, which was an improvement of a touchdown per game, one of the best scoring defenses. They were the only team in the NFL this year that was top 5 scoring offense, total offense, rush offense, pass offense.
Yep.
And this team beat them.
Yeah.
On their field.
Yeah.
Right? Controlled the clock. Mm-hmm. And then shut them down. And I thought the defensive game plan early in the first half was really on point.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield did not know where to go with the ball on some of those early drives, right? So I put nothing past this team moving forward. I don't love that it's a short week. I don't love that they have to do it there. I hate that the team with a bye gets the short week team that's coming back from a night game. That feels a little unfair, but it is what it is.
Yep.
And you know what? They like crazy. I've seen it with them. We also like crazy.
Yeah.
Their guy seems to want to get into a dumpster naked and have a bare knuckle boxing match.
Ooh,
And
dirty
you know
mattress.
What? Sounds like our people like to do that too.
Yes, most
so
definitely.
let's go.
I call it the Dan Bowl. I call it the Coach Dan Bowl because they got a Coach Dan that like going for it on fourth. We got a Coach Dan that like going for it on fourth. Leave your punter at home. It's gonna be physical. It might be the fastest game of the year because once you start going forward and run, and both teams are running teams, that shortens the game. Both teams like to go for it on fourth down. This lengthen drives while shortening the game. This is going to be a slobber knocker right here. This is going to be old-fashioned football right here.
Yeah, that's a good over-under. How many fourth downs are going for collectively by both of these teams Saturday
At
night?
least 8.
You've got two guys who are, A, aggressive by nature, and then B, believe in their guys so much.
Yeah.
And they buy into that, right? I mean, Washington has converted, an 85% rate on fourth down. It's been
Unbelievable.
remarkable this season.
Yep.
I asked this to Smoot earlier and mentioned it to him, and I want to get your thoughts as well. And certainly, if you can blow out a team in the playoffs, go for it, but it's the playoffs. But doesn't it feel like now that this team believes, look, all we got to do is hang around?
Yeah.
Because if we have a chance late, we got this guy, and we'll win.
Yes. I mean, I think both these teams are have earned the confidence in their groups, but I think it's different. I think Detroit believes their offensive system is kind of unstoppable.
Unstoppable,
right?
yeah.
They don't look at Jared Goff and go, put on a cape.
Yeah.
But they like their collective effort and go, try and stop us. No one's done it, right? Mm-hmm. We're a little different, and it's Dan Quinn fully admitted this, not that it's not obvious. Number 5 is different.
Very.
He's a different player. He is having, I said this early in the season, and everybody thinks you're just a homer when you say these things. He is having the best rookie season any quarterback has ever had.
Yes, ever.
He broke the completion percentage record for a qualified passer.
Yep.
The only rookie who had one better was a guy who played from Cleveland in the 1930s and had 600 yards passing for the entire year because they weren't playing football as we know it at the time, right? He broke the record for rush yards by a rookie quarterback. He has pulled off so many comebacks. I don't know. We need to start redefining what the MVP is and start circling the V in it for valuable. Name a player in the NFL who is more valuable to their team than him. They've gotten to the point where they've even said out loud, at the end of the game, we're going to put the ball in the rookie's hands in his playoff debut where he didn't turn the ball over and the team didn't punt.
Yes.
And they're saying, go win us a game. And he shrugs and goes, that's just me, buddy.
Guess I'll do it. I guess I will.
Yeah.
Again.
This is what happens when you have 40-plus starts in college. I said this. I went out on a limb and said this could be the best quarterback class I've ever seen in my life. And we haven't even seen J.J. McCarthy play. It's guys. Spencer Rattler played some good ball this year. Caleb, as much as people were down on him, Caleb had a good year. All right, so it's. This class, I think what the pros saw from college is if we can get these guys they become more prepared when it comes to the NFL, especially now that the NFL is taking a lot of the college plays and inserting them into the NFL, not forcing these quarterbacks to bend to the wheel of the NFL, more like catering to them.
This this is work ethic too. I mean that's what this is. Yeah. He's a gifted athlete. That's obvious, right? But if you don't put in the time and effort that he puts into it, you will not have these kind of results. And then he's got a trait that very few have, which is it doesn't matter how much pressure there is, he doesn't feel it.
His blood pressure never goes up and down.
It's
ice water in his veins.
Yeah, and that's the thing I don't think you can teach yourself. So he's just genetically built that way.
Yeah.
And it's just remarkable.
It's a
to
testament
watch.
to his parenting. I tell you that. It's a testament to how he was raised, how he was brought up, because everybody not ready for adversity. Everybody's ready for the good part, but it takes a great athlete mentally to embrace adversity and say, you know what? When times get hard, you get the best me.
Yeah.
And that's what, when times get hard, if I go to the huddle and my quarterback ain't even phased, I'm not phased.
Yeah, it's not okay, so calling the field goal was really fun last night, right?
Yeah.
Calling a Hail Mary was really fun. And the Crowder pass was really fun. That was all really great. The things that really stand out to me about him are different plays that don't get played again, ever get played again. In that Philly game, That 4th and 11 run was the play.
The play.
That was, you asked me on the pregame show yesterday, so what are your 3 favorite plays? I said, that's one of them. Not the end of the game. On a 4th and 11 where he jukes out 7 players on the Philadelphia Eagles defense to keep a drive alive, to keep his team in a game they had no business being in. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Last night, he throws a pass in the 4th quarter in the flat over Yaya Diaby's hand.
Oh, yes.
That lands in Austin Eckler's hand. Special players make these plays in these moments. This guy read this.
Yeah.
He's an all-pro caliber player. He tosses it just over top of him. Or that 4-yard run to salt the game
I was
away.
going to
That's
say,
the
on
one.
a 3rd and 1,
That's the
when
one.
he stopped in the backfield
Yeah.
or looked that way, all of a sudden, you're pushing back the field goal unit. Bucks get a chance with maybe 50-something seconds left on the clock to maybe tie the game. And instead, no, I made the defender miss. I got the first down. Now we run the clock down and we win it. And those things get lost in the mix.
You won't see it again. That's not only did he just beat a defensive lineman. That's Kalijah Cansey.
Cansey. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, he had 6.5 sacks in the last 9 games of the season.
Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowl caliber defensive end. How many times has he juked out a Pro Bowl caliber player?
Made him look regular.
Yes.
Made him look like a regular man out there.
He's an extraordinary player. We're very lucky to have him. We've been waiting our entire lives. And I think this is part of, I'd love to talk. Dan Miller is from here, right? It worked here. He's the voice of the Lions.
Yeah.
And I bet he probably feels the same way I do this year with the excitement that he did 2 years ago with the Lions.
Yeah.
Where there was a level of, at least initially, disbelief.
Yeah.
Because it had been so long.
Yes.
They had a one-off here or there.
Yeah.
But they were never consistent.
Consistently good.
And I remember this year after the Cincinnati game specifically, and then really the Arizona game too, I remember being in the booth looking at everybody going, is this real?
Yeah.
Because you just knew it was different, but we hadn't had any sustained success. So it was hard to believe. It's gotten to the point now when they got the ball back with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, I knew they were going to win.
No.
I didn't know how,
but
I knew they were going to.
The whole DMV knew we was going to win because that's where we at right there.
Yes.
When Jedi 5 is on the field, he gives us a new hope. Right?
Yes.
He gives us a belief in.
Did you do that on purpose? Did you drop A New Hope in the name of Star Wars? When you
I
said that?
did.
Oh, okay.
Right? Not
you
only
did.
does he
Who
get,
is the Sith in all of this?
the Sith Master might be Dan Campbell. it might be Dan Campbell right now because he's in our way.
Break their bows.
Yeah, trying to. He is the one. When I look at this kid, he's what I call a force multiplier. And just because you're a good quarterback doesn't make you a force multiplier. Force multipliers make everybody else game go to this. All right, simply. Tom Brady, besides Randy Moss, never had a lot of good receivers because he's a force multiplier.
Just elevated everybody.
I'm gonna elevate everybody around me. We're getting a micro picture of what Jaden Daniels might have to do after we pay him. All right, because after we pay him, that means we can't pay a lot of people. Well, he's showing us in his rookie year, I don't need to have an all-star cast around me. I will make the players that's around me better.
I mean, what's amazing, too, is what was one of the big storylines in the offseason? Who's wide receiver 2, right?
We heard that the whole time.
Every week, it's somebody different.
Somebody different.
It was Olamide Zaccheaus a few weeks ago.
Yes.
It was Jamison Crowder off IR a couple of weeks ago.
Right. Zach
hadn't
Ertz
played in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Zach Ertz fills in that gap.
And last night, I'm happy for Dyami Brown.
Best game of his career.
Downtown Dyami Brown.
This guy has fought for a role with different coaches and different systems and all this stuff for 4 years. And I remember at the end of the summer, I looked at him and I go, they're going to love him. I'll tell you why. He's physical.
Yeah.
They want a physical player. They want to be a run team. He's a willing participant. They want that. He's a buy-in player, but he does have this ability to get downfield. And bam, out of nowhere, he has the best game of his career on the biggest stage. I was really happy for him to see that happen. There are others too, like, don't overlook the veteran leadership on this team that's come in here. Bobby Wagner came to play last night.
From the first play.
Yes,
from
came
the
to play
first
last
play.
night.
From the first play, he showed them this is what playoff football looks like. That was a signal to the rest of the people on defense and the offense. This is the level you have to play if we want to go out here and get this victory. He came off the bus ready, but that's why you sign a future yellow jacket to bring that presence right there. Like, everybody say they can be a leader, but to lead by action and example is a totally different thing.
And then the karmic gift of God was handing him the football when we needed it most.
Yeah.
and he gets the turnover that we've been waiting for. I remember last week, I was going through all the million stats. Tampa Bay was the only team in the playoffs with a minus in the turnover margin.
Yeah,
they were the only ones.
They turned the ball over all the time.
Yes, and they should have had more because I couldn't believe the stat when I saw it. Baker Mayfield, 9 fumbles, lost 1. That's lucky.
Yeah.
That's lucky.
That's
lucky.
Yeah.
So what do you know? Because it comes around.
Ball handling.
It was just an exchange. It wasn't even knocked out. It was just an exchange.
Yep.
It was a gift from the lords above or the Federation or whoever you believe.
The football guys.
The Galactic Star
They
Nation.
shining on us.
Yeah.
They shining on us.
Yeah.
They call it living right. When you're living right, good things happen to you, and we living right now.
We certainly are. That's Fred Smoot. That's the voice of the Commanders. Bram Weinstein. Let's continue shocking the NFL. Get a dub over the Lions. When I look over at Anna, and I see Anna starting to nod up, I think it's time to wrap it up.
It's time to get out of here.
Do you need me to yell at him? I got one more in me.
Anna's almost asleep. Almost. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week. The views and opinions expressed by our podcast guests and or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Washington Commanders or any of their representatives.